I was so shocked and scary, and it was like my heart was already gone. I can see I already dead. They said their agreement of their job, they are not kill women and the children. So they told me, we're going to keep you until when our payment is paid off, so we let you go. Because when he told them, he was crying like a small child. He was crying. Oh, my wife, I love my wife so much. I can't believe he left me. Oh, the kids, blah, blah, blah. So the people that was believe him, because he's the one who keep talking to my brother in Africa, and he says, oh, my brother said they didn't find my body, or they didn't find. So, yeah. When he saw me, it was, oh my goodness, he's like, he see a ghost. He see, I don't know, he was like he needs somewhere to hiding himself. I can see how he's screaming. He say, oh, I'm finished. He talk himself, I'm finished, and then he talk to his back home language too. I'm finished. You know, well, are you alive? I say, I'm surprised I'm alive. He touch me like a 2-time jump to make sure I'm still alive with me. I think the 9 years they give to him, 6 years and the 3 years for Polo, I think it's not enough for him, because that man is evil. I will marry again. By the God's grace, I will marry again, because I think for this one I was a long marriage. I will marry again. Yes.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. This video right here comes straight out of Melbourne, Australia. Now, you know I don't too much go overseas unless it's something really, a story that I feel that'll really be good for everybody to listen to, and also if it's very interesting, depends on the plot and the twist. It just can't be no plain story about somebody just standing outside of yard fishing. But this story right here really caught my attention for all the right reasons, and big shout out to my follower, one of my subscribers, family I call them, for sending me this link to this story also, because I heard about it, but I really didn't believe it until I went in depth and actually looked at it. And you have a man who basically, instead of divorcing his wife, you know what I'm saying, and going on by his business, he wanted to kill the woman and hired somebody to actually kill her, but his plan did not go through as he thought it would. So I'm finna read this snippet from the story, and I will give my opinion as we go. Wife crashes her own funeral, horrifying her husband who had paid to have her killed. I bet he was horrified at that. But anyway, we have a Noella Recondo sat in the car outside her home in Melbourne, Australia, watching as the last few moments filed out. They were leaving a funeral, her funeral. Finally, she spied the man she'd been waiting for. She stepped out of her car and her husband put his hands on his head in horror like, "Is it my eyes?" she recalled him saying. "Is it a ghost? Surprise, I'm still alive, you son of a bitch," she replied. But she didn't say son of a bitch, I added that in there. She said, "Surprise, I'm still alive." Far from being elated, the man looked terrified, like he just shitted on himself. 5 days earlier, he had ordered a team of hitmen to kill Recondo, his partner, for 10 years. And they did. Well, they told him they did. They even got him to pay an extra few thousand for carrying out the crime. Now, this guy pays, not one hitman, you might can dodge one, but paid a team. So he must have had some money. So he probably paid anywhere from 5 to 10 people to have one woman killed like she John Wick or something. You know, now, how much can you hate someone to have people kill them? Bad enough you kill them, but have somebody else to kill them so you won't feel the guilt about it, you know, even though you still cause that person to die. That's very sad right there. That's why I tell you all, you better be careful who you're sleeping with, because you just might be sleeping with the enemy. And before you know it, you're going to look up and you're going to see a flash, and that flash going to be a muzzle, a gun going off, and that bullet going right in your head. Hope that don't happen to you all. Now, here was his wife standing before him in an interview with the BBC on Thursday. Recondo recalled how He touched her shoulder to find it unnervingly solid. He jumped, then he started screaming because he thought she was dead. Then he going over there to touch her, seeing if she real like flesh. Then he seen that it was solid, a solid mass, that it wasn't no ghost. That's when he really felt shook, you know what I'm saying? So he busts out and says, "I'm sorry for everything." He wailed, started crying and everything. But it was far too late for apologies. Recondo called the police. The husband, Balinga Kalala, ultimately pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 9 years in prison for incitement to murder. He lucky he didn't do that shit over here in America, boy. He did that shit over here in America, boy. You be facing 30 to the life over here. You know, it wouldn't matter how much money you have, you know. But anyway, why are these damn Africans, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to sound racist, because I'm not racist, of course. But why are they quick to kill a damn woman off? Balinga Kalala? Why are they so quick to kill a woman off? They're going to stone her to death. They're going to hatch her up with a machete, or they just plain out just kill him. I guess it's just lawless, you know. Well, anyway, you can't do that shit over in America. The happen ended, or as happy as it can be expected, to a saga in which a man tries to have his wife killed was made possible by three unusually principled hitmen. It was three hitmen. A helpful pastor and one incredibly gutsy woman, Recondo. Here's how she pulled it off. That's what I want to know. Rekondo's ordeal began almost exactly a year ago when she flew from her home in Melbourne with her husband, Kalala, to attend a funeral in her native Burundi. Her stepmother had died and the service left her sad and stressed. She retreated to her hotel room in Bujumbura, something like that, the capital, early in the evening. Despondent after the events of the day, she lay down in bed. Then her husband called. He told me to go outside for fresh air, she told the BBC reporter. But the minute Recondo stepped out of her hotel, a man charged forward, pointing a gun right at her. "Don't scream," she recalled him saying. "If you start screaming, I will shoot you. They are going to catch me. But you will already be dead." Recondo, terrified, did as she was told. She was ushered into a car and blindfolded so she couldn't see where she was being taken. After 30 or 40 minutes, the car came to a stop, and Recondo was pushed into a building and tied to a chair. She could hear male voices, she told the ABC. One asked her, "You woman, what did you do for this man to pay us to kill you?" "What are you talking about?" Recondo demanded. "Balinga sent us to kill you." They were lying. She told them so, and they laughed. "You are a fool," they told her. "You think this man really loves you. He don't." There was a sound of a dial tone and a male voice come through on a speakerphone. It was her husband's voice. And I know her soul was petrified right then. I bet she turned just as white as snow. Anyway, he said, "Kill her," he said. And Recondo fainted, just fainted in the chair like, "Oh, like Calgon, take me away." Recondo had met her husband 11 years earlier, right after she arrived in Australia from Burundi. According to the BBC, he was a recent refugee from Congo, and they had the same social worker at the resettlement agency that helped them get on their feet. Since Kalala already knew English, their social worker often recruited him to translate for Recondo, who spoke Swahili. So she really didn't know too much about the language and stuff. And he could have been telling them any damn thing. "Yeah, I'm finna knock her off in a few more months. She ain't gonna be around much longer because she already wanted somewhere else, you know. So I'm just gonna oversee her real quick, you know, whatever it may be." You never know it. I mean, how you know what somebody's saying if you don't really speak the language? They fell in love, moved in together in the Melbourne suburb of Kings Park, and had 3 children. Sad they had 3 children together. Recondo also had 5 kids from a previous relationship, so she had 8 kids in all. She learned more about her husband's past. He had fled a rebel army that had ransacked his village, killing his wife and young son. She also learned more about his character. "I knew he was a violent man," Recondo told the BBC, "but I didn't believe he can kill me." Why didn't you? But it appeared he could. Recondo came into the strange building somewhere near Bujumbura. The kidnappers were still there, she told the ABC. They weren't going to kill her, the men then explained. They didn't believe in killing women, and they knew her brother, which is lucky. She was blessed right there. That was the Most High watching over her, because a lot of them guys knock your head off. But they would keep her husband money and tell him that she was dead. Like, forget him. If he find out, we'll really kill him. After 2 days, they set her free on the side of a road, but not before giving her a cell phone, recordings of their phone conversation with Kalala, and receipts for the $7,000 in Australian dollars they allegedly received in payment, according to the Australia's The Age newspaper. Now, they was paid allegedly $7,000 to have this woman killed. So this woman's life wasn't worth more than a few thousand to her husband. But it's good she ran into those type of people instead of some of these other people, because they would have killed you with no hesitation. They would have killed you for less than 7,000. We just want you to go back to tell other stupid women like you what happened, Recondo said. Recondo said she was told before the gang members drove away, so they wanted her to be a messenger to all the other women who's basically gullible and stupid and allowing these men to have you tricked and messed up in the head, and you feel in your heart something wrong, but you still stay there, and you wonder why we hear all these stories and videos of people dying and getting killed or whatnot. Because when you see something happening and a person show you who they are, you need to believe them. Stop sitting there and wallowing in this misery because something is going to happen. Shaken but alive and dodgingly determined, Recondo began plotting her next move. She sought help from the Kenyan and Belgian embassies to return to Australia, according to The Age. Then she called the pastor of her church in Melbourne, she told the BBC, and explained to him what had happened. Without alerting Kalala, the pastor helped her get back home to her neighborhood near Melbourne. Meanwhile, her husband had told everyone she had died in a tragic accident, and the entire community mourned her at her funeral at the family home. On the night of February 22nd, 2015, just as the widower, Kalala, waved goodbye to neighbors who had come to comfort him, Recondo approached him. The very man whose voice she heard over the phone 5 days earlier, ordering that she be killed. I feel like somebody who had risen again, she told the BBC. I feel like Lazarus, I guess. Through Kalala initially denied all involvement, Recondo got him to confess to the crime during a phone conversation that was secretly recorded by the police, according to The Age. Though Kalala initially denied all involvement, he was still guilty in the eyes of her and everybody else. Sometimes devil can come into someone to do something, but after they do it, they start thinking, why I did that thing. Later, he said, as he begged her to forgive him, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna forgive you. Kalala eventually pleaded guilty to the scheme. He was sentenced to 9 years in prison by a judge in Melbourne. Had Miss Recondo's kidnappers completed the job, 8 children would have lost their mother, Chief Justice Marilyn Warren said, according to The Age. It was premeditated and motivated by unfounded jealousy, anger, and a desire to punish Miss Recondo. Now, if he would have did that shit over here in America, his ass would be fried. They would have thrown him up under the prison. Recondo said that Kalala tried to kill her because he thought she was going to leave him for another man, so he just gonna kill her just in case. An accusation she strongly denies. But her trials are not over yet. Recondo told the ABC's she's gotten backlash from Melbourne's Congolese community for reporting Kalala to the police. Like, what the hell was she was supposed to do? Someone left threatening messages for her, and she returned home one day to find her back door broken. It's time to move. She now has 8 children to raise alone and has asked the Department of Human Services to help her find a new place to live. Well, y'all can always ship her to America, and I don't think they're gonna come over here to America and try to pull that off. But anyway, that's a very sad story. Let me know what you all think about this situation right here, because it's sad that this man will have this woman who's a mom, 8 children, absolutely no love there. I don't know how they say they felt and loved, then all of a sudden you can think later on down the line and have this person killed. I don't understand that. Why not just leave the person? But it's just something about jealousy, that makes people go crazy. But I think he didn't want her killed because he thought that she was going to leave him. He wanted her killed because he wanted her out the way. You know what I'm saying? He had plans probably for those children and everything else. But let me know what you all think about this mess right here, because this video right here is really a wake-up call for a lot of you women when it's time to get out, like the movie Get Out. But anyway, make sure you hit that like button. If you like the video, subscribe. Till next time, stay blessed. I'm out.